Hello everyone, this is Multi-Holsters coming at you, www.multiholsters.com, or my email address, I'll give you two of them for this video. It's multiholsters@yahoo.com or multi-molds, it's multimolds @yahoo.com. And if you paid attention to the title, this video is going to be geared for do-it-yourselfer holster makers, DIY holster makers. I get several times a week a lot of guys asking me how we mold our guns, how we prep them and whatnot, and wanted to basically come at you with a new thing that I have started and hopefully make it a lot easier for all you guys out there who are doing holsters yourself to mold holsters up like a pro, and also for your pros out there, this is a great tool to have. I wish somebody had this when I started making holsters several years ago. So without further ado, I just wanted to let you know there's obviously one real gun on the table, and it is my XDS 45. Safety check, we are safe. So the reason I got this gun out here is I basically made this holster here in about 18 minutes, 20 seconds. I timed myself. The only thing that I did not do was I did not count time in the cooling process because I was working on another holster. So if you want to get real technical, I guess you could add another 4 or 5 minutes onto the cooling process. But you know, roughly around 20 minutes I made this holster. And you know, it's in my opinion, it's a pretty darn good looking holster, great definition, and wasn't that difficult. If you see, it's sporting my new mold injected clip. You can either get this on our website, which is multiholsters.com, or I teamed up with Index Fasteners. If you buy Kydex, and if you wanted to buy the clip too, you can buy it from either of us. It's going to be the exact same price. So basically what I wanted to come at you with was these are the mold guns. I have, like I say in the beginning of the video, I have a lot of people asking me to you know, show how I mock up the guns and whatnot. And the reason for the two different colors, this is all the same material, but I started making them colorless, and then I figured, well, why not make them safety orange? So it's a kind of a cool thing to have. They are made out of a mid-temp urethane resin, and basically they can take flash heat, you know, up to a couple hundred degrees. Now basically in between molds, just like anything else, you're going to have to let the gun cool for about 15 to 20 minutes. The thing is when you get something, you got to give something. So the molds that I made are actually as true to the gun as any mold you're going to find out there on the market. Basically nobody is doing a mock-up of the gun for us holster makers except for me, as far as I know. And I am adding several to the lineup and the list each week, every day. But just to let you know, when we mold these up, you know, with the type of plastic that we're using, if we have something that takes higher amounts of heat, it's going to have a lot of shrinkage. The plastic that we're using has very, very, very minimal shrinkage, but it has a little bit of a lower heating temp. Now, I have molded several of these up, and you know, you just wrap Kydex around it, and that's not a problem. So, but you are going to have to give it. You know, I don't know if you're doing several at a time, but you know, all I'm saying is just give it, you know, the gun a few minutes in between wrapping the molds, and which you should do anyway. And that's pretty much true with any of the plastic blue guns that we're using. The nice thing about using the mold guns is several things. First of all, they're very true to a real gun. You don't have to put your real guns into a press and worry about the wear and tear or warping the mag wells or anything along that nature. So we're using obviously a mocked up gun, which is incredibly true. But to even go a step further than that, we are blocking off all the ejection ports. So there's no more putting a block or additional wood on here that's going to take up. Now you can, of course, put that on there if that's your style, that's your technique. But for me, it's going to be blocked out. We're giving you the sight channel. So the sight channel is already on it. Around the trigger guard, these are molded perfectly to, if you put it in the press, and the Kydex goes around it. It's molded perfectly to give you retention. Now when I made this holster, I didn't have to go back in and do anything around the trigger guard. All I did was I put it in the press. I gave it this line right here for definition, and that's it. So that's the mold gun, and I mean that's perfect. Here's the real gun. Even if you wanted to add a little bit of thickness, you can, but that's nice. And that's what it looks like. So for those of you who are doing your mold guns and you're not quite sure on how to mold them up or mock them up, no worries. I do have these for sale on my website. And once again, like I say, I have been focusing on hard to find mold guns and also a lot of the mainstream popular guns. So please take a look. I keep, like I say, I'm adding several to the lineup, the list, each and every week. So take a look at my website, www.multiholsters.com, or email me if it's regarding a mold weapon at multimolds, that's M-U-L-T-I, molds, M-O-L-D-S, at yahoo.com. Last thing I wanted to come at you with is the clip. I designed this clip. It took me a little over a year since we first drew it up, and then it went to the molder, and finally came out, and this is what we have. This cuts down tremendous amount of time on hand making the molds. They're perfect. The bend is perfect. I've got a lot of people on a lot of the forums, and a lot of the people who have already gotten them absolutely love them. I'm sure you've already seen a couple of videos of some guys that are already using them. And like I say, I teamed up with Index Fasteners on this project, just so we can get it out to the masses. And I am working on a 1 7/5 or a 1 3/4 inch belt inside the waistband belt loop, and hopefully that'll be out in the next couple of months. So if you have any questions, once again, www.multiholsters.com or multimolds@yahoo.com. Thank you very much. Till next time, shoot straight.